My fiancé Liam Harrison was obsessively pursuing a poor college student. The girl, cold and proud, refused to be a plaything for the wealthy. She stopped my car in pouring rain. Jaw clenched, "Miss Carter. Control your fiancé. I'm poor but won't tolerate humiliation." To protect her honor, Liam broke off our engagement and splurged $200 million on a lavish wedding for Emily Taylor. 3 years later at my new engagement party, Liam showed up uninvited and drank himself into gastric hemorrhage. His wife Emily stormed into my office later, teeth gritted, "Now everyone knows you're Liam's unforgettable first love while I'm the laughingstock. Enjoying this, Amelia?" The room froze. Everyone remembered the Carter-Harrison feud over some scholarship girl that ended with her becoming Mrs. Harrison. Who knew there'd be a sequel? I frowned slightly. 3 years as a society wife. Yet Emily still acted like that impulsive student? "Mrs. Harrison," I said coolly. "We're not on first-name basis. Schedule through my secretary next time." Her face paled. The Chanel-clad woman before me bore no resemblance to the threadbare student from memory, though that same defiant glint remained. Liam had once told me her authenticity captivated him, that rare integrity our privileged world lacked. When rumors first surfaced about Liam chasing an English major, I'd shrugged. Even when Emily confronted me, I remained indifferent. But his decision to break our engagement? That surprised even me. "Are you certain?" I'd asked calmly. "What you do privately never concerned me." Liam's face darkened. "She's different. She doesn't want my money." Different indeed. She wanted far more. The absurdity struck me. How could our cutthroat world produce someone as naive as Liam? I accepted the broken engagement in exchange for Harrison Group's $100 million Beijing project. As he left, Liam suddenly asked, "Did you ever love me, Amelia?" I hadn't answered then. But truthfully, I had cared. My parents' marriage was transactional. My mother made the fatal mistake of loving my philandering father, who eventually died in his mistress' bed. The scandal left grandfather livid, his disdain extending to me. I became invisible until Liam started visiting, bringing chocolate and companionship. Grandfather noticed me again. After college, when grandfather sought new heirs among my aunts and bastard half-brother Alex Cooper, I worked relentlessly. My division tripled profits. Yet grandfather remained unmoved until my engagement to Liam. The Carter family is a long-standing dynasty that rivals the Harrison family. A marriage alliance between our two families would undoubtedly create a mutually beneficial situation. Grandfather finally officially announced my succession as the new heir to the Carter legacy. Liam had saved me from peril twice. My attraction to him was only natural. Yet those flickers of affection became insignificant when Emily entered the picture. I refused to become like my failed father or my escapist mother. I am Amelia, destined to reign supreme. Neither love nor ambition will dethrone me. Emily wept soundlessly, her ethereal beauty crumbling into fragile despair. Her plea bordered on absurdity. "Miss Carter, could you please show mercy and withdraw from my marriage with Liam? I can't endure this any longer." The room erupted in murmurs. I could already envision tonight's headlines. #Carter Group CEO entangles in ex-fiancé's marriage. ### Amelia Liam reconciliation rumors. #My secretary began ushering guests out. Warning against social media leaks. "Mrs. Harrison," I said coldly, "I'll overlook this spectacle out of respect for the Harrisons. Repeat this performance, and consequences will follow." Security escorted her out immediately. Returning home that night, I barely crossed the threshold before being pinned against the wall. The scent of bourbon accompanied Ethan's wounded murmur, "You made me jealous, Amelia." His dramatic cough hinted at overindulgence. Should have let the alcohol finish me off. I broke free. "Ethan, how did you get my door code?" Those obsidian eyes glistened with feigned innocence. "Your grandfather insisted I move in." Only then did I notice his belongings blending with mine, transforming the sterile penthouse into something resembling a home. His gaze tracked my every reaction. "Don't be angry. I'll leave if you want." He made a show of gathering his things until I stopped him. "Stay." We're marrying in December anyway. His entire demeanor brightened. Let me show you the renovations. He led me upstairs where our faces loomed larger than life on a billboard-sized portrait. The absurdity made me laugh. Do you like it? He watched me like an eager puppy awaiting praise, a startling contrast to the ruthless tycoon who'd rebuilt the Parker empire at 18 after his father's sudden death. Now 21. He'd eclipsed every old money dynasty in New York. The photos well chosen. I conceded. Ethan's ears flushed crimson, the blush spreading across his neck. I thought, it captured us perfectly. Suddenly, I recognized the intimacy frozen in that frame, his arm around my waist. My head tilted toward him. Heat crept up my cheeks. I need rest. He nodded. The vulnerable youth vanishing behind that impenetrable billionaire mask. Of course. This way. His hand lingered at my back as we ascended. The portraits painted smiles haunting our silence. After saying that, I headed straight upstairs. I wasn't surprised Grandpa wanted Ethan Parker to move in. Ever since his serious illness forced him to retire and my father's sudden death, the Carter family had been declining. Even working myself to the bone daily only barely stopped the downward spiral and stabilized things. Revitalizing the Carter legacy seemed impossible. He'd pinned his hopes on the Harrison family alliance first. But they broke off the engagement. Ethan's appearance reignited his ambitions. Amelia. Grandpa had said. It's not that I doubt you. But even the smartest climbers need leverage. The Parkers could be our best asset. I understood. Dynastic marriages had always been tools for consolidating power. What stung was his desperation, the naked eagerness to package me as some bargaining chip. At Sophia Lewis' birthday bash in the private club, I immediately spotted Liam Harrison and Emily Taylor on the sectional. His gaze locked onto me. Turbulent emotions swirling in those eyes. I coolly looked away. Settling at the opposite end. Sophia scrambled over. Whispering furiously. I swear I didn't invite him. And he brings that woman? Unbelievable. Changing the subject. I handed over my gift. Her delighted squeal pierced the music. Amelia. You absolute angel. The limited edition Cartier watch had required 3 favors and 2 flight changes to acquire. Sophia clung to me dramatically. Marry me instead. I'll be your mistress. The group erupted. Dream on. You're no match for Ethan Parker. Why choose? Take turns, Sophia on odd days. Ethan on even. The laughter died when Emily suddenly stood. Tension crackled as she hissed at Liam. We need to talk. Now. Their argument in the hallway became our uncomfortable soundtrack. Emily's voice rose shrilly. You haven't stopped staring at her since she walked in. What's your game? Stop being hysterical. Liam snapped. Hysteric? Let me show you hysteric. The door burst open as Emily charged in like that rainy night 3 years ago when she'd thrown herself before my car. Now she jabbed a finger at me. Tears streaking her makeup. Take him. I'm done with your leftovers. Liam grabbed her wrist. Enough. You're embarrassing us both. She shook him off wildly. Embarrassed? To admit you're still obsessed? That you drunk dial her? Newsflash, you chased me first. I'm not some plaything for your rich boy whims. Yes. I pursued you. Liam roared. Veins bulging. But keep pushing. And I'll make you regret it. The room froze. Emily's laughter turned jagged. There. The truth finally. As Liam collapsed onto the couch. I stood. Happy birthday. Sophia. I'm leaving. Emily blocked my path. Hatred twisting her features. Running after seducing my husband. You homewrecker. I seized a Bordeaux bottle and upended it over her head. Who do you think you're shouting at? The garnet rivulets dripped off her chin as I continued coldly. Projecting your gold digger tactics onto me? Remember your place. I'm Amelia Carter, heiress to a 200-year legacy. You're the joke who thinks temper tantrums are a personality. Real socialites don't beg for scraps. The silence echoed. In that moment, everyone remembered, women who marry into dynasties aren't chosen for their looks. They're weapons. High society wives have their own battlegrounds. They maneuver through social circles to maintain their husband's connections and family prestige. But Emily, that useless woman, couldn't even manage to be a proper trophy wife. Let me give you some advice. I sneered. Don't screw up this golden opportunity you've clawed your way into. And remember your place. I'm not someone you can cross. Emily flushed crimson. Stung to the core. Who's climbing any social ladder? You think money makes you better than everyone else? Rich people like you make me sick. Her outburst offended everyone present. The atmosphere turned frosty. Liam, can't you control your wife? Now she's taking shots at everyone. Someone muttered. Humiliated. Liam apologized profusely before forcibly dragging Emily away, ruining what should have been an elegant gathering. Noticing my foul mood, Sophia badgered me into joining her for drinks at an upscale club. She summoned a lineup of strikingly handsome male escorts with practiced ease. First time at a place like this. Amelia? Sophia grinned. Don't worry. These boys know how to behave. She pointed at one resembling a popular young actor. You go pour drinks for a Miss Carter. The young man knelt submissively at my feet with the wine bottle. Stand up to pour, I said coolly. Brow furrowed. Sophia sipped her cocktail conspiratorially. Did you hear the latest about Emily? That girl's truly something special. Remember how Liam used to say she had integrity? Well, she married into the Harrison family but acts like she's too good for them. Refused a cushy university job they arranged, insisted on taking the civil service exam herself. Studied a whole year and still failed. Now she's stuck teaching at some rinky-dink tutoring center for pennies. Not to mention how she treats her own family. Sophia continued. When her brother got arrested for assault last month, smashed some guy's face over a girlfriend dispute, the victim demanded $200,000 or prison time. The Harrisons could have handled it instantly. But Emily handed her parents a savings card with her entire life's earnings, $3,000. Can you imagine? Her parents begged on their knees at her workplace. Emily had screamed that she married Liam for love, not money or status. I won't be the family leech everyone whispers about. You only care about saving your precious son. What about me? Turns out the Harrisons tried to pay anyway. But she threw their charity back in their faces. Now her brother's in prison and her family disowned her. Sophia swirled her drink. The girl's clearly unhinged. All that drama just to prove she's not a gold digger? Please. I thought she had some magical charm to snag Liam. But this? I smiled. She hasn't changed. People like Emily, they posture about moral superiority. But peel back the facade? There's nothing substantial underneath. Just brittle pride and empty posturing. That night, I drank until late. The Carter family's private driver eventually took me home. Fumbling with the keys, I kicked off my heels and let my coat drop to the floor. I shuffled into the dim apartment. The living room lights suddenly blazed on. Squinting against the glare, I saw Ethan Parker standing there with frost in his gaze. You've been drinking, he stated. Ignoring him, I collapsed onto the couch, massaging my temples. Warm hands descended, kneading my shoulders with practiced ease. You should drink less, Ethan murmured. With your sensitive stomach and migraines. I cut him off irritably. Grandfather's been talking again. Hasn't he? The massage stopped. Our eyes met in the electric silence. Amelia, he whispered, vulnerability cracking his composure. Do you despise me? I tilted his chin up, smirking at his trembling lips. Why overcomplicate things? Ethan, this marriage is about alliances, not affection. Dislike? Fondness? Those are luxuries we can't afford. His eyes glistened. But I love you. A laugh escaped me. Love fades. Shared interests endure. Keep our families' portfolios aligned. And I'll grow old with you happily. That's the only vow that matters. Then, his voice broke. Do you still care for Liam Harrison? God. No. I snorted. A true leading lady loves only herself. Let the side characters weep over romance. Ethan's melancholy miraculously evaporated. See? We're perfect. You love yourself. I love you. Our interests align completely. I didn't bother responding. His inexplicable devotion baffled me. But chasing answers felt tedious. Some mysteries weren't worth solving. Days later, I nearly collided with Liam Harrison at a charity gala. Turning sharply on my heel, I marched toward the exit. Amelia. His footsteps pursued me down the marble corridor. I forced a smile. Mr. Harrison. Chasing after another man's fiancée? How predictable. Pain flashed across his face. Must we be strangers? We were childhood sweethearts. What happened with Emily Taylor, I never meant. Enough. My smile turned glacial. Unless this concerns the Carter-Parker merger, we've nothing to discuss. He grabbed my wrist desperately. What if I realized too late? What if I'm ready to choose you now? I wrenched free. Revolted. Your choices stopped mattering when you broke our engagement for that social climber. I don't recycle trash. Liam. Though I'll admit, my laugh sharpened. I almost respected your earlier idiocy. Now you're just pathetic. Paparazzi captured his ashen face as I strode away. By dawn, #Carter Love Triangle trended nationwide. My PR team erased it within hours. But screenshots proliferated. Netizens spun wild theories, crumbling fairy tale marriages, gold-digging accusations against Emily. Even claims I was two-timing Ethan. Naturally, Emily Taylor seized the moment, posting cryptic tweets about homewreckers in designer gowns. Sophia Lewis went nuclear in my defense, sparking a viral Twitter war with Emily. I sipped champagne while watching their feud trend higher than the actual stock market. Being stuck with you two pieces of shit is such bad luck. A scheming homewrecker who slept her way up. And a cheating scumbag pretending to be pure, trashy couple made for each other. Crazy bastards should stay locked together forever. Netizens soon dug up how Liam drank until he hemorrhaged at my engagement party. And how Emily caused scenes at my office. Public opinion split into two camps, one believing karma finally caught up with the gold digger who married above her station. The other pitying the girl used by wealthy playboys. Grandfather Carter summoned me to the family estate for interrogation while I was with Ethan. He insisted on accompanying me. When we entered the study, Alex was already there. Seizing the chance to sneer, look who finally graces us. Making the family patriarch wait, quite the diva act. I coolly retorted, I'm busy cleaning up your corporate disasters. Grandfather built an empire only to have you piss it away. Alex lunged to slap me, you ill-bred bitch. Ethan intercepted his wrist with icy precision. Touch her again and you'll regret it. Amelia isn't just your family's heir, she's my fiancée. Either identity makes her beyond your reach. Red-faced. Alex spat, such chivalry for a woman trending as slutty socialite. Men get called players while women, my palm cracked across his face. Wake up? 2 more stinging slaps followed. Keep talking. Let's test your mouth against my hand. Grandfather Carter sipped tea, observing calmly as Alex hyperventilated with rage. I smiled. Done? Instead of defending family honor, you spread tabloid lies. Almost like you planted those rumors yourself. Since my engagement to Ethan eliminated Alex from inheritance contention, he'd been sabotaging me. Bullshit. Alex paled. I don't know what. Then learn this: family prosperity needs unity. My gaze locked with grandfather's. We rise or fall together. The patriarch finally spoke. Apologize. Alex. Through clenched teeth, sorry. I magnanimously smiled, no worries. Ignorance is excusable. Do consider finishing middle school though. The barb struck deep. Alex had been a dropout street thug before being recognized as a Carter heir at 17. He stormed out, slamming doors. Ethan maintained our clasped hands. Addressing grandfather, pay no mind to gossip. Amelia and I are solid. Stay for dinner. Ethan. Grandfather invited. Signaling approval. 3 years prior, my strategic investments in smart manufacturing had catapulted Carter Enterprises to record profits, 20% revenue surge, 72% net income growth. At the board meeting a month later, shareholders unanimously approved my CEO appointment despite Alex's protests. My interim leadership had already proven transformative. On my inauguration day, Carter's stock hit circuit breakers within minutes. The celebratory gala glittered with industry titans and journalists. Liam and Emily arrived trailing behind Harrison Patriarch, their family attempting reconciliation. Throughout the evening, Mr. Harrison chatted amiably with grandfather Carter as if past scandals never occurred. Mrs. Harrison held my hand affectionately. Amelia, you've truly grown into such an accomplished young woman, far surpassing my own children. The Harrisons only had Liam as their sole heir. Her barbed comment hung in the air, its target painfully obvious. Still seething, Mrs. Harrison added. My Liam was blind to discard a precious gem for cheap imitation. Emily Taylor's face flushed crimson behind us, jaw clenched tight enough to crack teeth. I offered a polite smile, maintaining diplomatic silence until Ethan rescued me from the tension. During press interviews, Emily somehow obtained press credentials and launched her attack. Miss Carter, netizens claim you're not a real self-made woman. They say your success comes solely from privileged birth. The Harrison contingent darkened visibly. Luck is indeed part of capability, I countered smoothly. I won't deny my advantages. But in the Carter family's century-long history, I'm the first female successor. Do you truly believe pedigree alone achieves that? Emily, thwarted, resorted to desperate accusations. They say you took Harrison Group's billion-dollar project through your broken engagement 3 years ago, and now cement power through the Parker Alliance. Your entire career is built on exploiting fiancés. I laughed coldly. How curious these netizens always echo your thoughts. Mrs. Harrison Taylor. But I'll answer, if men can climb over women, why shouldn't women ascend through men? Gasps rippled through the crowd. Throughout history, countless men achieved success through wives' dowries, in-laws connections, or family wealth lauded as shrewd operators. Yet these same power brokers impose impossible standards on women, demanding flawlessness in their independence. Any perceived advantage becomes a scarlet letter. Why should I play by rules created to suppress me? I challenged. Why can't I rewrite the game? Ethan smoothly took the microphone. My fiancé's brilliance needs no borrowed light. His gaze met mine. But should she ever require it? Every resource I possess is hers to command. The internet exploded. Hashtags trended worldwide. Hashtag Amelia Carter owns her success. Hashtag real versus fake feminism. Hashtag new rules new rulers. Hashtag ship the power couple. Our fleeting eye contact spawned countless fan edits across social platforms. Meanwhile, Emily's disastrous choices became public knowledge, cutting ties with family yet gaining nothing from marriage. Becoming the ultimate cautionary tale of wasted potential. Even storybook heroines paled compared to her self-sabotage. Years later, my estranged mother requested a meeting at her mountain monastery. She studied Ethan intently before smiling through tears. You've protected my Amelia well. Turning to me, she whispered. I failed you. I remained calm. The old wounds long scarred over. In those early years, I resented her deeply. My father's disgraceful death left me struggling in the Carter family, constantly ostracized while she remained indifferent. Sometimes I'd wonder if she'd shed a single tear had I died back then. But these past 2 years, the bitterness faded not because of forgiveness, but because expectations had withered. Belated affection is worthless, and delayed maternal love is no exception. With practiced poise, I smiled. There's no need for this, Mrs. Carter. Life's journey separates travelers. Our paths diverged years ago. The light dimmed in her eyes as comprehension dawned. During the descent, I stared listlessly at the passing scenery until Ethan drove me back to the summit. Gazing at the city's glittering tapestry below, his voice softened with conviction. It's all right, Amelia. When you're weary, come rest in my arms. Even warriors deserve respite. I shattered then. Years of solitary struggle dissolving into tears against his chest. The climb had been brutal, but I'd reached the peak. When Liam and Emily's divorce made headlines, it felt like watching Cinderella's carriage turn back into a pumpkin. Their fairy tale wedding had been legendary, but reality proved harsher. The failed marriage seemingly matured Liam, though his business blunders weakened the Harrison family's standing. His desperate attempts to secure Carter family contracts through repeated meeting requests met only with my refusals. Emily lost her teaching position, unraveling under the divorce's psychological toll. Our love was pure. She'd ramble. No wealth or power tainted it. Why did it crumble? The tragic irony escaped her that very pride attracting Liam became her downfall. Eventually, she vanished from the city entirely. On our wedding night, I paused at the crucial moment, demanding answers. Ethan's obsidian eyes glistened, long lashes damp as he looked up with devastating vulnerability. Must you destroy me, Amelia? Talk. Through trembling breaths, he confessed. Our first meeting occurred at my father's funeral where I'd been criticized for dry eyes. Finding me hiding in the garden, 12-year-old Ethan comforted. They don't understand real grief, sometimes can't cry. He remembered what I'd forgotten. I wasn't stifling tears, but truly felt nothing. When my engagement to Liam reached him years later, 17-year-old Ethan desperately wanted to intervene. His father's sudden death forced him into corporate battles instead. Only after stabilizing the Parker family empire 3 years later could he finally propose. From that first glimpse, it's always been you. His confession ended, eyes liquid with emotion. My answer came not in words, but in the language of lingering kisses and rising heat. Tonight, I choose to believe. The world and the men I'll claim both.